Hi friends, this is Innerhealtarot. Welcome back to my videos, and I want to share my face this time because today is my birthday. And why not, and normally I'm only sharing my hands, and so you see me, and I'm sorry to be with the sunglasses because it's like otherwise I would be squinting all the time. So yeah, I want to share my experiences with tarot. I hope it's in my birthday time. I hope it's helping for you, and as well as tarot has been helping for me for a little bit, for quite a while actually. So yeah, so I want to share my experience, my starting point with tarot. It's starting when I want to learn about psychology, and I'm actually not really new with working with spirituality, and I do a lot of yoga classes. I do psychedelic processes to understand my inner workings and the patterns that has been working with me for a long time, and what is not working with me, and what is I'm making myself, or what is inherited from my caregivers in the first place, and how to change the patterns basically. So I started yoga like 12 years ago now, and actually yoga movements really helped me to understand the voice, the self-limitation belief that I have inside my physical body. For example, I always thought that my hip is big and heavy, therefore I will never be able to do inversion moves like headstand or shoulder stand, or like any other inversion, harder core yogi movement stuff. If you you can Google it, headstand and handstand. So it seems like impossible to me to be able to do that kind of movements, but after I do yoga classes, and I'm lucky enough to meet like really kind teachers that help me to transcend that belief. Yeah, I managed to do that, and after starting to change the belief that I have in my body, my 3D reality, if you will, starting to change. For example, I starting to change the belief that I have to live in not so nice places, for example, like area or neighborhood that are not so safe. A lot of, not a lot, but like it's just not so hygienic as well. And I changed that, or I always have a belief that places that I like to live in is unattainable, it's too expensive for me. So with the yoga movements, and also my teachers helped me with a lot of meditation, and mantra chanting actually, and also singing bowl healing. They helped me, these techniques really helped me to change my reality. But as much as my 3D reality changes little by little, I started to realize that there are certain patterns that really strong within me. For example, when it was my journey from meat eating diet to become a vegetarian, most of the meats is really easy for me to let go, except for pork, for example. And with yoga movement, I understand why I'm really stuck. I'm really addicted to pork meat. Is because emotionally, every time there's a celebration in my family, it's involved pork meat. So it's really hard for me to let go because of the memory of eating it. you know, it's too strong. It can't make me let go. So for example, when I feel angry or I feel sad and have a homesick, I immediately go to a restaurant and ordered a Hong Kong pork dish with a rice, like a really big portion, and then I would be happy and satisfied. But I already know that this is addiction to it, but I don't know how to let go of it. And then I started to understand about the need to access my subconscious mind. What is the trigger behind this? And then from there I started to do a psychedelic journey with ayahuasca, with San Pedro, with Cambo. You know, you can Google all of these things. And what all of this what this Amazonian plant medicines does is really let you see. It doesn't heal you. None of these things heals you, and none of these things are addictive. They just basically let you enable you to see the situation in more objective way, actually, without self-judgment. And then it also gives you a certain kind of suggestions what you can do in that situations. So between psychedelic and yoga, it's covered quite a lot of ground, because I find out a lot of my behavior is inherited from family systems that I have, and my own past life revelations, patterns that carry out to this lifetime. I know it sounds like woo-woo and crazy, but in reality, that's really how I feel, and that's how I relate to the patterns in my life and how I manage to change them. So if you don't like this video, you can turn it off now. Yeah, so I'm gonna get back to the tarot part, okay? Don't worry. So basically, the relationship between me, ayahuasca, Amazonian plant medicine, and yoga is quite harmonious, and I but I see so many different patterns from my childhood, from different side of families that I have from my school time, that I realize, and I start to make a change. But that's the things that almost I consciously knows of as well, and the one that I can change, I mean, easier. And the one that came out in ayahuasca sessions, that came out from my subconscious and conscious level, they become conscious. I become aware of what I'm doing when I'm doing it. But also, it's also hard for me still to work with them, because they are quite elusive, this subconscious and unconscious level of patterns. So I cannot always access them without the help of Amazonian plant medicines. You know, they're really elusive, and they come almost always. I would be doing something, for example, like telling myself stupid after I forgot to bring a bus pass, for example, you know. And it seems like really, what do you call it, really not serious. It seems like very small thing that a lot of things do, but in reality it's a form of, when I do the ayahuasca, it's a form of self-hate, actually, to call myself stupid, right? But it's the root of this thought process It's so automatic, and it's very unconscious. I don't know when I start doing it, and I only can access. I can catch myself now when I'm saying, "Oh, you're so stupid, forgetting your bus pass," but only after I'm doing it. I want to change that kind of thought patterns before I'm doing it, and reaffirming to the universe that I am stupid, you know. So that's when I start to study psychology, and the branch of my psychology studies is psychosynthesis. And I managed to finish my foundation year so far. And at that time, I start to also read about Carl Jung, and other psychiatrists and psychologists that also incorporate the powerful meaning of images in their work, you know, like the Rorschach test, you know, what do you see in a Rorschach art, right? That's one of the thing. And since I kept reading them, the books, and I started to got the understanding of Carl Jung tarot card decks, and that's when I start to be very interested, because I used to work as a professional photographer, and I used to collect stamps as a kid. So images are very powerful to me. They hold very deep meaning. So sorry. Interestingly, the first tarot deck that I bought are artist decks, you know, like the Dali tarot, not the regular traditional Rider Waite Smith first, or Thoth Tarot, for example, to learn their systems. To me, to work with tarot is to access the subconscious level, things that I tell myself, but I cannot actually necessarily express. So I used to just draw it, but it's the capabilities is very atrophic. Now my drawing is like 4-year-old drawings, you know. So yeah, it's not really it's not really expressive. So that's why I'm using the tarot cards. And the more I using one tarot deck one after the other, the better I can access my subconscious. And for example, I start to plan my day by reading tarot cards. For example, I have it with me, the Rosebud Tarot. And what I do is I'm just asking for the intention of the day, energy of the day that I need to understand and work with, for example, right? Let me, and then just set like this 9 of Earth, for example. And then from this 9 of Earth, I will track which one that really attracts my mind. For me right now, it's the bird. You see the little bird here. And then I also notice the scenery is really like in England, and with the lady with the nice dresses, but in the black and white in comparison, with the colorful pictures in the background. So it seems to me that I need to pay attention of what is the ancestor mind of 9 of Earth, which is 9 of Pentacle energy. What is the pattern that I inherited about wealth that came from my ancestors, basically? So that's gets me to be able to enter and my subconscious thinking, and that's how I start to roll, you know. And most of the time I work with different tarot decks and oracle decks basically as well, to get to know more about the day. Sometimes I ask about the dates of time, things like this, you know. So yeah, and I feel that in 2022 because we are getting out of the lockdown. So a lot of the decks that we have, which are new, are actually also made within the COVID time period. You see, I'm sorry if this video is too long, but this is a birthday message, and I'm I'm showing off some of my tarot collection. Um, so yeah, what it means is I'm coming back with the deck that's being made around the COVID time. They have like really interesting inner energy to me compared to prior years. They have this energy of like, I survived COVID, you know. Some of them probably almost not getting made or getting produced, and the fact that they are is something that's quite special actually. So some of those decks is for example the Rosebud Tarot and Burnstone Tarot. This deck is, oh my god, if you guys know the story of this deck. So basically, if I'm not wrong, they were like on the Kickstarter in 2020 or something, or even before, and then COVID hits, and then COVID hits around the world now, and then the creator cannot deliver on time, and people start to berate the creators online, in all Facebook, in all online platforms that has a tarot audience, and have a reading with it. So it's really a survival vibe as well, you know, and there's quite a majestic feeling about it. And I feel if you're a tarot reader, well, it's not necessarily have to, but I feel that this COVID time produced tarot deck is bringing a lot of help in terms of like facing your demon, but really in a deep level. So anyway, guys, that is my story with how I get to tarot and how I get to see all of those videos in YouTube. And also the reason I do what I do with the tarot, instead of like having a pick a pile reading extensively, and you know, I feel that a lot of tarot reader has been doing it very fantastically actually, and I'm also watching a lot of tarot readings in YouTube. They're doing really great, and I want to do my channel in slightly different angle. And I'm not gonna say that in the future I'm not gonna do pick a pile also, but at this time I feel that doing a silent flip through and review and deck interview is a good way for me to connect with the outside world, even though it's an online. And it's a good way for me to study the tarot more seriously. And also for me it's really a nice way to do studying, you know. Tarot decks are a really fun space to study yourself and study the theme of the tarot itself. For example, the yokai yochi, you're learning about demonology in the Japanese culture. What does that mean, and what is the, you know, what does the demon means, you know. It's yeah, it's fun. For me it's fun, and I hope you guys, especially the subscribers, I really enjoy having you in my channel. I'm so thankful for your energy. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy my videos. I will make them more in the future, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your 2022. And if you interested in getting a new deck, please try to get the one that's from the COVID era. Okay, I think it's they are quite magnificent. They have quite interesting energy. Okay, guys, that's basically not my rants, but my birthday messages. Like my birthday messages to my beautiful subscribers to my tarot channel. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon again. Bye.